Bradley, what? Oh, wait. No, we're not going to do that. We are going to do that here in about 5 to 7.5 minutes. I don't know what I just did mine in. Bradley Pierce would like, okay, so how would you build that organization?
All right. I don't like long introductions. All right, real quick, I just want to run through something, just kind of nuts and bolts that I think may be helpful for a lot of people here. Hopefully it'll pop up here in just a moment. I'm going to switch to the lapel mic. Great. All right, so what do you need to do in order to get a bill of abolition passed in your state? Well, we're not sure yet because we haven't done it, but we've got a strategy that's working pretty well so far. You need people, and you need people who vote. People who vote because that's who influences civil government. The more of these people you get mobilized, the more influence you have on civil government. We need workers. People become workers. Workers recruit and mobilize more people, and more people means more influence on civil government to abolish abortion. And then we need resources. People give money and other resources. Resources can be used to reach and mobilize more people, and mobilize more people means more influence on civil government to abolish abortion. Does this make sense? I love graphics, so this is one that I have, that I've used before. This is what it looks like. This is how you change things in the government. The people, or the people who vote, because they're the only ones that the people in government care about. They don't care about the people that don't vote. But the people who vote are a weight. They are a pressure on the government. And they respond to that pressure, because we have a representative form of government. And they respond to that pressure. So the more people you have, the bigger your weight, the more pressure on government, the more they're going to do what you want them to do. More people also become workers and recruit more people. More people give resources, which you then use also to reach more people. This is it in a nutshell. This is how you do it in a nutshell. I already just kind of spoke about that. Well, this last December, with Abolish Abortion Texas, we had 3,000 people on our list, on our email list, that we could contact and mobilize and get them to do things. And then, by the grace of God and by the grace of the Thomas family, we had a petition that many of you were involved with called Jeremiah's Wish, where we got a lot more people. A lot more people. The life of our friend Jeremiah is continuing to impact people, and it did through this. And by the grace of God, we were able to use that to build that list, which we can then use for future discipleship. We can disciple those people who get onto that list. We can mobilize those people to contact their representatives, to show up at the Capitol, to show up for rallies, to show up for hearings. And in this case, even though Governor Abbott did not do what he said he would do, what he had promised to Jeremiah, nevertheless, it was still a win-win. It would have been a huge win if he had done what he said, but even though he didn't, it was still a win because the number of people now that we can mobilize is bigger. We went from 3,000 to 90,000. 90,000. And now we're able to communicate with 90,000 people. Well, what does that turn into? That means that we landed over 1,000 phone calls into Governor Abbott's office. Okay? That means that's what got us a hearing, by the way. We got a hearing on our legislation. And when we got a hearing, let me just switch to this real fast. When we did get a hearing, we had a few people show up for that hearing. We had all these people right here still going. All these people, these showed up and testified. All of these people showed up to testify for the bill. Oh, and by the way, there were 5 people who testified against it. Okay, there were only 5 people who testified against it. And it was by the grace of God that we were able to reach those people. There were 466 people who registered for the bill at the time this photo was taken. There may have been more after that. 417 for, 47 against. Now 47 registered against it, but only 5 actually testified. That is what growing that list of people that we were able to reach then turned into more boots literally on the ground for this hearing, which turned into hours and hours and hours of testimony until 3 a.m. at night, even though each person only had 60 seconds to testify. Okay? So that's just it in a nutshell. You need to grow your list of people, and by list, I mean your email list of people that you can reach, that you can mobilize, because that's what makes the wheels go round, so to speak. So I just wanted to throw that out there for everybody. That's all I have. Thanks.